My bald spot in this, killer. Can't get rid of the bald spot. Good morning. So I get absolutely inundated with messages about how we built up our sheep numbers, how we got going with little to no money. So I'm going to show you today. I went to the market the other day and bought a load of cull ewes. Cull ewes is how we got going. When I go and buy some, I go in the pens, I bag all the sheep. I don't worry too much about teeth, but I check a few. I bag them, and if they've got very few with bad bags, then I buy them. There's a little bit more to it than that. After a few years, you start learning where the cull ewes have come from, what ones have worked for you, all that sort of stuff. But that's the basics of it. I get in a pen. If there's 20 in there and only 4 have got bad bags, they've all got fairly decent teeth and look straight sheep, we go for them. They're usually quite a lot cheaper than breeding ewes, so it's a very good way to get going. And then I pull them all together, bring them back to the farm, and then we go through them like we do today, and we check their bags, we check their teeth, we check everything about them, and we split off some for going for fattening and the rest for going for breeding. So I'm going to show you what we do. We're also going to worm them, bolus them, and mineral drench them. Professional job. So there we have 63 ewes. There was 2 pens, so there was these Clinny types. Not quite sure on the breed, but they're sort of Clins. Bit of Romney in there, bit of Texel in there. And then the mules, North Country mules. The Clinny types cost £67.50. And the mules were 73 quid, so they average £70. People cull ewes for all sorts of reasons, so you do end up with a few more problems if you lamb from them and try and farm them again, but that's sort of a risk you got to take. You just got to work a little bit harder when you get going, unless you got the capital to go and buy young sheep, which we don't. So here we are. The last couple of years have been a bit funny because the cull price of ewes has been through the roof, so these are probably 30 quid a head dearer than we would have been paying 2 years ago, but that is just the way it is. We've had to stump up a little bit more from this year. I mean, they're not good at running up a race, are they? Not a good start, girls. I've got a fancy race. You better get used to that. I've just had to put a hat on because the wind is blowing my massive bald spot, repping Netex. So at this point, we are checking for teeth, bags, body condition, not too worried about. Also not too worried about teeth either, probably quite controversially. These come from quite a hard home, so they're fairly plain at the moment. But we're gonna worm them, do all that stuff, check them again in 3 weeks, and if anything's really that bad, then we'll pull them out. But they got time to put condition on. We're also hoping to go away next week, so I'm probably gonna chuck some ectofly on them because we've had a bit of fly this week. I just don't want any problems. I don't need any problems while we're away, so probably chuck some ectofly on them as well. Then they've had the full MOT. This year we are marking cull ewes with red on the back of their head. So if you see me lambing a ewe in March, April with a red on the back of her head, you can give me some stick. But that's the plan right now. If I can find my marker. I bought it, there it is. Oh, it's got no lid. I know where there is one. This is not a foolproof way of doing anything. Be very prepared that you might have to graze them and fatten them as well, but this has been the only way we've been able to get going without a massive cash, without loads of cash, without loads of money. Unless you got loads of money. If you got loads of money, you'd be alright. But this is just the way we got going, so yeah. Slight change of plan. We're not bolusing because Zoe's lost the bolus gun.
I haven't.
What?
I haven't.
She has.
Why are you wearing a hat, Chris?
Because I've got really bad receding hairline. I'm self-conscious.
Cute.
30 never hurt so bad.
Cute.
So this is a prime example of a bad bag. She's good on one side, but she won't lamb again, so we'll give her a jab, and then put her in the culls. So that is them all done. That is 12 we've pulled out of 63 with either mainly bad bags actually. The teeth aren't really a problem. So they are our breeding ewes for next year. Now we've actually got a bit of grass, I'll be able to put a bit of condition on, get them flushed up and put the rams in about mid-October, mid to late October, because we've got something special going on in April. So there we go. Now I'm just going to get in, we bought some aged breeding ewes yesterday, so I'm going to get them in, worm them, do the same, just check they're all alright, and then we're done. And these are the breeding ewes we bought, they're all aged. There's quite a lot of youth in them. They averaged £87.50. Nice big frame Texel mules. They come from a really hard home, so I'm hoping a bit of grass, worm them, bit of grass, flush them up. They'll put a bit of weight on, but I do think they'll be alright. Some quite big clins as well. I'm not the biggest fan on those sheep, but I thought they were alright for the money. So yeah, just gonna do the same, just check there's nothing bad in them, and then we'll mix them with these and take mine. Gonna move them somewhere. So we're just putting a bit of fly cover on them. It only really needs to last another sort of 2 weeks, so just a little bit, just as a bit of an insurance policy so they don't get fly. They could already have something on them, they could actually have cover right now because I only bought them this week, I don't actually know. But it just gives us a bit of peace of mind. I can't tell you how nice it is to have grass to turn sheep out on. Dr. Green is back. So we're gonna get all our tup lambs in now and some tups that have been together for a while. Gonna leave them in the barn for the night and then move them tomorrow. We got a lot of ram lambs. I had planned to shear them, but we never got round to it.
Sausage party.
The sausage party. It's a bit cold now, probably, to be shearing. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do it before we go away, and then we'll be into October. So I think we'll just stick some extra fly on them and do better next year. That little Soe there is one of the worst sheep we've ever had. Not the worst. Some of them are horrible, but she's pretty up there. You get her in, she'll just jump out of anything. Look at these boys loving each other. Come on. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the Soe ewe. She didn't even make it into this field. She went straight through there. Now she's winding all the mules up because they've never seen a brown sheep before. Right, tup lambs and the odd ewe for a reason or two. All sorts of reasons. That is the tup from my other video, the one that really got beaten up. He's well now. But to be honest with you, I think we might replace him this year. So this guy here is one of the new tups we bought. Apparently he's 3/4 Texel and 1/4 Suffolk. Do we believe it? Did a nice round, didn't even realise till after. I just thought he was a Texel, but are you Suffolk, my friend? God knows. Go on then, boys. Good man, Suffolk. He identifies as a Suffolk. Just for reference, that is a Suffolk. You see how he's blick? He is not. If you haven't already, please don't forget to tap the little subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.